Hello everybody, today is Friday, February 17th. It's 4:03 p.m. Eastern Time, just a few minutes after the regular session close. On my left here is the time and sales. You can see the E-mini S&P currently trading at 23.48 and a quarter. Just a reminder, all videos are recorded in real time. This is not a replay. So the trades that you see here are what happened today as the market unfolded. We had a pretty good day today. Before I begin, first, the required disclaimer. Okay, first up is the Super Renko 6 tick, which of course we've been speaking about quite a bit. And this is using our line break algorithm or our line break logic. And you can see the line break signals here. And this one did 870 on two contracts. We can see the trades here. We had a little bit of a drawdown, pretty minor for the crude, about $180 or so, just on this one losing trade. And the rest were mostly winners. So we had 1, 2, 3 in a row, and then a loser, and then 2 winners in a row. And we closed out at 870 on 2 contracts. Okay, next up is the crude oil on a uni Renko chart, and this is a limit order at the close of the bar with a 1 tick offset. So with this particular setup, the chances of getting filled are pretty high as a limit order, particularly in the crude. This did 740 on 2 contracts. There was a fair amount of trades here. And we can see that. Here's our equity curve. We had very little drawdown, only about 4 or 5 ticks, and we went sideways for most of the afternoon session. We ran up into the 10:30 hour and then kind of went sideways and then kind of came back up and closed at 740 on 2 contracts. Okay, next up is the 30-year bonds, and we had a very modest performance. Although not bad, it was a single trade. This long trade was probably missed because the auto trader doesn't start trading on this chart. Actually, early in the morning, 4:45, so it did start trading in time for this, but what happened was it was probably not filled on our limit order. So even though limit at the close of the bar minus a tick, we didn't get filled on a pullback here. You can see there's no tails on the bar. On this bar here, we see a tail, and we did get filled. And so a single trade did 562 in the bonds. That's still pretty good. Okay, next up is the DAX and the Super Renko 6 tick. We've seen a lot of this chart as well. If I bring this close together, we can see our equity for the day. So the DAX, a very volatile market. We were sideways up and down with an equity high of $700 or so and swinging back another $300. So these are swings of $1,000, but that's the DAX, very volatile market. But the thing is, the auto trader came back in spite of drawdowns and finished with a positive gain for the day. Okay, next up is the E-mini S&P on a regular line break chart, and we had a modest drawdown of about $200, but then it came back with this long runner into the close, good for about 6 points, and you can see it closed up here at almost the high of the day, just a few ticks off. The exit was at 48.25 at the close as the market spiked. So 375 is very good for the E-mini S&P for 2 contracts. Next up is the NASDAQ. We had a small loser here and then a small winner. And this should have went further, but my settings are probably wrong. I should have this exiting at 1600 instead of 230 since it's the NASDAQ. I'm going to change this now just to show you how easy it is to make a change. So on the entry filters here, here's where you choose the times. This is the time that the system is allowed to trade. In the session times filter, I actually have it allowed to trade up to 1559. So let's just change that to 45. That'll make more sense because we don't want to trade within 15 minutes of the close. So I'll change that to 45, and then the exits I'm going to change to 1600 hours, which is 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And so that would look like this. And if I hit OK, it'll refresh the chart, and then we'll see historical. Well, we won't see anything because I have real-time trading only set. Okay, last but not least is the crude oil on a 34-second line break chart. And we didn't take any drawdown on this. We had a winner and then a very small loser here, and then a nice short trade from 53.28 and then covered at 53.03 on the first contract and 53 even on the second contract. So that's about 25 ticks on two contracts, and that brought us to $400 for the day on a regular line break chart. That's all for today's video. If you would like to find out more, please visit us at bluewavetrading.com or send me an email to systems@bluewavetrading.com. Thank you for watching today.